We're sitting in the color-coded seats. This gentleman is across from us, right? He's across from us. Why does he get up, walk towards us, which already is a threat? It's like, why are you walking towards us? This man starts to bend his knees.
Squat,
right. I was getting there. Okay. He bends his knees, pivots his body, then proceeds to squat, hold his knees like this. He's holding his knees, right? He's like this. He's like looking over at our daughter. We're like seeing it all happen in real time. Like, is this happening? This is like slow motion happening ridiculousness.
Yes.
And then did he say the infamous "How could I"? Did he say it?
How could I? He
How
spoke
could I?
English actually.
Oh,
he
he did.
said, "Oh, cute."
But we're like,
and he said, "Hello, cute."
oh, you remember what he said?
I remember.
All I remember is that squatting. I'm like, take all that squatting air and please sit your behind back down.
And you know,
Hi guys, and welcome back to One More Day.
Hey guys, how are you doing today?
Yeah, like it's definitely day for us. We won't say what time it is, but we'll just say that when you see this, it's very recent.
Yes, and it is hot. Summer is here, as they say in Taiwan.
Summer is definitely here, and I'm so excited to actually be in a summertime situation in Taiwan where like it's just a different environment altogether, you know?
Yes, pretty much when you go anywhere, you want to be next to the AC. That's how hot it is. Right. But then again, I think the whole world is going through heat right now in some parts. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, New York summertime is pretty daunting because you have the buildings with not a lot of breeze. So it's a little similar, except this is like, I've experienced living in Vegas, so this is like an oven mixed with, I don't know, like walking into grandma's kitchen when she's cooking, and then you absolutely have no breeze. So it's like walking into a warm sweater and grandma's kitchen when she's cooking like macaroni and cheese. I don't know.
At least it's macaroni and cheese, you know. People always ask me, oh, it must be hotter in Swaziland. I'm like, no.
I would
Swaziland,
think so.
There's a breeze. You could actually sit outside,
really
have your lemonade. But Taiwan, man, I tell you, it's been hot. It's been hot.
What are they putting that lemonade in Swaziland? I'm just wondering. I'm just like,
just got to ask me. I don't know.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Mango spices.
Swazi people, she don't even know what's in your lemonade. You gotta get her.
Just lemonade.
No, see, I can go down
with ice. You know,
ice. Okay, I mean the only cool word for ice I remember is ghiaccio, which is Italian for ice.
Oh, okay, ghiaccio, ice,
ghiaccio.
being quiet.
Posso avere ghiaccio? I would always ask that inside of a succo di frutta. I forgot what
What's di frutta?
Fruit. So fruit juice. Succo
okay,
is like,
yeah,
you know,
it does sound like
juice.
fruit.
Yeah. Anyway. We're not talking about Italian.
We'll do languages next time. Yeah, we'll do a culture thing. Yeah.
Yes, I cannot wait for that.
But good to see you guys again. Yes. We're glad to be back.
Yes. Remember your camera's here, honey.
Oh, okay. I'm just interacting. I am interacting with everything. I'm interacting with whatever's looking at me.
Look at the monitor.
Okay, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking up there.
Hi. Audience is there.
Hi, audience. Hi, audience. And I'm looking at you too, right?
Yes. We're really talking to each other. Anyway, so we just came off of a very awesome, gathering with our friends.
Oh yes, just recently, and
I hope you guys don't mind. Nom Tensubasu, so great people from
South Africa, yeah.
And so, hopefully we'll be able to bring them onto the podcast. And we know they listen, so hi guys. But the reason why we brought them up is because this particular episode we wanted to talk about our experience here in Taiwan and how unique it is, and certain things that we might feel like other people may or may not go through, but just being different is really interesting because it not only tests your personal kind of view of yourself, but also when you see someone else going through it in a different way, or somebody like Diva Mile who's been here much longer than me, she has maybe been able to cope, or figure out ways to navigate it differently?
I would say figure out, because being in Taiwan for 24 years, I was living in my little bubble. I have forgotten that I'm a foreigner here.
Yes.
Until I married this guy, my husband. I'm like, wait a minute. Why do people look at me differently? Then we had a baby, and then I really realized I'm actually not Taiwanese, even if I love it here and I love the Taiwanese people. But we've been experiencing funny encounters that remind us all the time that, yes, I'm black, you're black.
Yeah.
Everybody's black.
No, I mean, definitely everybody's not black. But,
no.
But I didn't realize till I got here how much of a, I don't know, I would hate to use the word stronghold, but I had my own insecurities as it pertained to race and let's just say Asian culture, because we're in Asia, right? So my encounter with anyone Chinese or even Taiwanese is growing up in the Bronx, going to my local, not even grocery store, my local Chinese restaurant. For us, there was a place, my brother's probably gonna laugh. There was a restaurant that we loved called Wok Wok, right? And does that mean anything in Chinese? Wok Wok?
I think wok is a pot where you're cooking fried noodles or anything that you're a wok. Right. I hope so.
And we went there religiously. I remember my mother would order something called rib tips. And I don't know if are rib tips here? They're like little tiny, I don't even know what they would call them here in actual.
I mean, chicken pot fry and that kind of Chinese. I know that's in the Western Chinese food. It's a little different.
But rib tips are like red and they have a little bit of a bone on them.
Yes.
But they're skinny. It's like little pieces of like steak, I guess. I think it's pork.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Rib tips are pork. So rib tips with like white rice. And I know my mom used to order that.
I know those.
Richard, my brother's name is Richard. Sorry, Rich. He used to order egg foo young. Is that a thing? That's here, but I don't know if I've ever ordered it here.
I don't think we have.
It's like a fried egg with all types of spices in it, right?
I think there's also owa dan. I think it's owa dan. Okay. But it has, what is that called? Seafood.
Oh, we definitely didn't have seafood in it.
Yeah.
It was like peppers and pork. Also, I would order either we called it general toes chicken, like literally toes. But then I heard some people say it's Sal's chicken. Either way, it ain't really here. And I would sometimes order like sesame chicken. And definitely I would always try to get scallion pancakes, which is called what here?
Tong-yo-bing. Yeah.
Tong-yo-bing. You definitely can't say, can I have a scallion pancake here? And it's, the worst part is that Tong-yo-bing here is a huge, like there's a huge version
round
of it.
Oh, those are amazing because they're crispy.
We couldn't have that. Pepper. We could not have that in New York. We would abuse that every day. People on the streets making Tong-yo-bing, and it's just like as big as my face, and I'm like, excuse me, no.
And they cut it for you.
They cut it, all of that stuff.
Triangle shape.
In any case, Tong-yo-bing is so big. It's like bigger than this. And my whole point in talking about the food is that's our understanding of like Chinese culture outside of people you might go to school with.
So you did recognize some of the food coming here. You could recognize what it was.
I always think like, especially my brother, because he's such a foodie like me, you smell the soy sauce, you smell the different types of sauces that they might use in their woks.
I'm hungry now.
Oh no, I know, because we haven't had breakfast, right? But you recognize the certain smells, and then certain smells you don't recognize, and that's a whole other conversation. But
so that's something we do recognize, but obviously there are certain things that are new for us as foreigners in Taiwan, as a married couple, that SJ experienced obviously on his own, and I'm now experiencing together with him.
Hey family, if you've been enjoying this podcast today, please be sure to
subscribe and hit the notification button.
Thank you so much for your support. Now back to today's episode.
I don't know, for example, the other day, this was really awkward for me.
Oh, we're going into that story already. Okay.
I mean, we have so many stories, but whatever pops up, I guess it's good to share.
That's fine.
Since that's the topic today.
Yeah.
I was at the convenience store, one of the convenience stores in Taiwan, and this place is called Family Mart. Minding on my own business, had to take care of something real quickly. So suddenly, I overhear a lady next to me saying, "Oh, wow. She's so beautiful." Oh, she just says, "Oh, beautiful." I ignore it. I keep going what I need to do because I got to come back home. And I overhear her saying, "Oh, I know this family." Because we moved to a new place, by the way. It's sort of, it's not like Truman's Show, but, you know, everyone's starting to recognize the foreigners that live around here. Yeah, that's us.
Absolutely.
Anyway, she goes back to saying to the lady working there, she's like, "Does she speak Chinese? Oh, she's beautiful." And not to be rude, my personality, I love connecting with people. I'm always saying hi to people on the bus, on the street. But today I was just like, I need to do this and leave. Anyway, she starts speaking to me in English. She was like, "Hi, hello, how are you?" And I'm like, "Hi, how are you, ni hao?" And I'm using Chinglish, right? Because she had asked one of the ladies if I could understand English, and the lady in the counter said a little bit. So she started talking to me. Anyway, while I'm being friendly and talking to her, she suddenly says, "Hey, you have a husband, right? And a little baby? Oh, you guys are such a beautiful family." I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much. It's very kind of you." She's like, "Yeah, your baby's so adorable." And I was like, "Wow, you're so sweet. Thank you." And then suddenly says, "I have a lot of foreign friends, one from Africa and here and there." And she says, "I really love black guys." Let me say this. She's not whispering this conversation. She's talking like as if we're talking about where we're going to have the next lunch.
Oh my
It's
God.
like really loud. And I pause and I stop what I'm doing.
No.
The people at the store working there, they're over there looking down like,
Just
what is
flabbergasted.
happening?
Oh my gosh. But what did you do in the moment that she even uttered?
I mean, when she said that, I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Because first you mentioned my family, and then you mentioned my husband, and then the next thing you're like, "I really love black guys." And she says, "If you know someone, please introduce me."
Inappropriate.
And I was like,
So
"Oh,
inappropriate.
sure. I can do that." And the next question you ask someone is, "So how old are you?" She was like, "Me?" She's like, "Yeah, how old are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm around this age,
Right.
around 50. I'm like, "Okay, good to know." You know,
So I gotta be on the lookout in the neighborhood.
if you're out there, you're around 50 and you're black, you know, holler at One More Day. We gotta
my
hook a sister
goodness.
up. But
She sounds like one crazy day. I don't know if you want to hook her up with anybody.
honestly, I mean, I appreciated the honesty, you know. I mean, being straightforward. It's just like it was out in the open.
No.
And she obviously has friends that are foreigners, and she gets excited seeing us from wherever corner she does, because she said her and her friend
Right.
see us around, and so
Right.
she was happy to finally chat. Unfortunately, she left and she didn't give me her information.
She blew it back.
she just left me there, and I told the other ladies, she didn't leave any information. So I just thought that was funny.
What did they say?
They didn't say anything. They were giggling. They thought it was awkward as well.
They're probably like, "I'm sorry, this is not a representation of who we are." But see, that's the beautiful thing about Diva Mile is that she is not easily offended. I never see her easily offended.
I will
and
confidently say that no.
she's not easily offended. Yet, if that was me, man, God's got to really work on my responses, right? Because, you know, in New York City, it's such a melting pot. So people, when they say racialized things, it's usually in the form of humor, if at all. Some people are really too like, I don't want to offend nobody, so they won't even mention. But I think here, because it's such an innocence in it for the most part.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced anything crazy. We'll get to that. But in those scenarios, automatically my mind goes to fetishization, right?
Wow.
Like it's a
okay.
fetish. So if she's even kind of thinking, I need black men or I like black men, instead of looking at it as, oh, I find black men to be beautiful, it's wonderful, I automatically go to, well, is it you like black men or you like the fetish of the idea of black men, especially because you haven't actually experienced, from my vantage point, enough black people to even know what to say in that pursuit, because the way that she asked the question is not usually how you would approach.
I think naturally that's not how we think. I mean, I grew up in so many different nationalities, background, and liking a guy, I never said, oh, I like Asians, I like black men.
Right.
I just liked that guy because of their personality or character.
Or you might even say he's my type, and it might
type.
categorize him as a white guy or a black guy, but it's so specific. I don't know. I'm not to cut you off, but I think it gets so specific with black people because maybe the skin or the distinct features, and it becomes a whole thing where you're like, do you like me for me a little bit?
I see.
I think that's where my mind goes. And I've heard other American black women speak on this topic in terms of dating foreign men or even friends who've dated foreign men. Kind of the idea of it is exciting. And then you're kind of like, but I'm not like a new chocolate mousse cake. Like I'm a person. So get to know me. And then maybe you don't even know. Maybe you just, it's another guy that you just, you know, but.
Yeah, I can understand that. I don't know. I'm sure you have an experience where you're alone walking down the street or even together that you've noticed it's a bit different for you.
I mean, there's nothing funnier than that time we were on the MRT. And
we've been on the MRT plenty of time. Which time,
there's
honey?
so many times. Okay, so let's I'm gonna have to describe it. Please, no offense. There was a gentleman. He was stocky guy, not a small guy, right? I'm gonna say maybe he wasn't. Maybe all the marbles weren't there. Let's just say that. He seemed nice enough. Glasses, had on shorts, had on like a t-shirt. Definitely like he looks like the type of guy who probably sits around a little bit and plays video games and includes the Lay's chips with the video games. I'm just saying, it's not.
Okay, you get the picture.
You know, you gotta describe it. If I did a reenactment, my God. So I almost want to do reenactment, but I'll try to describe it for the people who listen to the podcast and don't watch it. We had our daughter, like, there's corners to every single MRT where you're supposed to have the old people and the pregnant people have like these designated color-coded seats. And so we're sitting in the color-coded seats. This gentleman is across from us, right? He's across from us. Why does he get up, walk towards us, which already is a threat? It's like, why are you walking towards us? This man starts to bend his knees.
Squat,
right. I was getting there. Okay. He bends his knees, pivots his body, then proceeds to squat, hold his knees like this. He's holding his knees, right? He's like this. He's like looking over at our daughter. We're like seeing it all happen in real time. Like, is this happening? This is like slow motion happening ridiculousness.
Yes.
And then did he say the infamous "How could I"? Did he say it?
How could I? He spoke English actually.
Oh,
he
did.
said, "Oh, cute."
But we like,
and he said, "Hello, cute."
Oh, you remember what he said?
I remember.
All I remember is that squatting. I'm like, take all that squatting air and please sit your behind back down.
And you know, we've heard of videos of people squatting on the public transportation, so it could have been anything.
What do you mean videos of people squatting on public transportation?
Okay, let's not go there. But as people who've squatted for other
I'm
reasons.
Go there. In New York City, people will use the restroom on public transportation, but not in Taiwan. Taiwan. Everything in terms of the MRT is very clean, which I appreciate.
Clean, number one. Yeah, that's
people
what I think.
People not even drink. You can get like a 25,000 NT, which fine to even eat or drink on the MRT. So you already know no one's doing anything crazy. You can live on the MRT. Yeah, you know.
But so that's why we probably didn't react so quickly, because the MRT is so safe in Taiwan. Right. So we were just trying to figure out, did this man drop a coin? Right. Did he lose
again,
something?
I'm a New Yorker, so anybody coming towards me and I don't know you and invite you into my space, it's a threat. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So because I know where I am and I've been here now 2 years, I was like, okay, But that squatting, that was classic.
That was, and you know, the Jesus in us was just like, okay, Lord, you gotta take over because we don't know what we're gonna do here. And he just said hello to Lilac. Lilac was sleeping.
But what happened to the person who was sitting next to him? There was a guy sitting next to him. He was just like, brother, what are you doing?
He rolled his eyes. He was like, don't do that.
He was like this. He was like, what's wrong with you?
Please leave these foreigners alone.
And I love that happened because it reminds you, like, everybody ain't the same. We're not generalizing Taiwanese people, Chinese people, nothing. It's just this person decided to do that. And that the person next to him was clear evidence that this was like, we don't do that here. Where we do that at?
We apologize.
There's always like a guy in every country, like, whose man's is this is a term. Anyway.
But I mean, that was one experience. We've had a few where pictures have been taken. Some kindly ask. Other people will just sneak in a picture too.
What was that moment? Because Eva Mile got a little gangster. And you guys know she's nice and sweet African girl from Eswatini. That was not the case.
I don't know if it was the air that day, but we were on the MRT.
You ripped her a new one.
And I just see a lady who takes out her phone, talks to their husband, says to him, I'm going to take a photo of this family.
You have to show them in Chinese, kind of. I know you can define.
I mean, usually in Taiwan, everyone's on their phone, the MRT, so you don't know if they're like filming you or so on. Right. But I know the angles now. So this lady was just like, and I see the reflection from her window. And I'm like, this lady is taking a photo of our family. She was getting a candid camera. It was entertainment tonight for that lady. Yes. And for me, I got into this space of, okay, I don't feel safe right now. I don't know you. Why are you doing that?
Right.
And then now that we have a baby, I notice I am like, I don't know, more of a...
You're your mama bear.
I'm a mama bear. But right away, I was just like, please don't take photos. And she played it off. She was like... I'm not taking photos. And I was like, yes, you are. I could see from the reflection of the window.
Like, how are you going to actually lie? Like, we see you going like this.
Yeah. So I decided to get up from my seat and block the stroller.
The stroller,
you know,
Oh,
because our baby can't say no photos, please. We can take photos. It's our child. I don't know you, so it's definitely...
But tell them, can you say it in Chinese? Because see, when she started speaking in Chinese and the lady was on her way out of the train.
Oh, yeah. Lord forgive me. I guess she was like, 我真的没有拍照. And I was like, 我刚刚有看到你后面的窗户，我看到你才拍我。然后她一直跟我说, oh, I'm still speaking. She was saying, really? And I was like, how? I said something like, how? Shut up. I was like, okay, get out of the train or get off the train. Because I didn't want to argue. I didn't want to argue. I'm not crazy. I saw it.
Dina Mille was like, go, just go.
Yeah.
I was like, even I don't think I could muster up the words to say just go, but maybe in the right circumstance I would. But
we mentioned our friends in the beginning because they're also a black couple in Taiwan with a baby boy.
And they live further down, which I feel... We have to get them on the podcast, but I feel like even further down is more rural. So they're probably even more of a commodity there than we are here.
I think eat wherever, you know.
Okay, right. They just ain't no black people here.
From what they've experienced, what they've shared, people do stop them for photos, and it's unique. I think everywhere we go, someone wants to take a picture of our child or say hi.
And from what I remember, I think Nomta mentioned that sometimes they allow it.
Yeah.
Diva Mile don't really allow it at all.
Yeah, it depends. It really depends. And if your family, I know you, your friends, of course, you know, why not share that? But I think the weirdest one was the plumber who came to our home.
Oh,